They just need to say they don't know what to do with the All-Star game.
And then
Yeah, I got
I don't.
some stuff about that hockey though.
yeah, you
'Cause
can throw out your jokes with it.
that dude that was talking about hockey
Which one you talking about? The black dude? Because
is
it's
a black dude that was like, hockey, we're for the players,
yeah,
we're for the culture, we're for each
hey,
other.
hey,
I'm like, bro, y'all people watch hockey to see y'all fight.
that's the
They don't
culture.
they don't care about the game.
That's the culture.
And that's what it is. It's an NLO pod. It's G. David Lee, Geo Spectre, it's JT Mo Stacks, and Big Jon Boy at Big Jon Boy also, right?
Yep,
Yep.
one of my
Back,
handles.
season 2. Pause. Season 2 is episode 2. We here, Next Level Oasis podcast. Hashtag NLO pod on all the socials. What's up, y'all? How we feeling?
I'm feeling
Blessed and highly
amazing.
favored.
Blessed and highly
How
flavor.
Jeezy said, I'm amazing. Sky so
Oh,
high.
throwback to the that was the recession.
Yes, it was.
President Black Lambo Blue on Put On For My City.
I
Quality.
put it on the
Quality
man.
Jeezy.
Look,
Yeah. We used to be USDA boys back in the day, J-Mo. You forgot about
I
that.
remember that. Nah, I ain't forget. Believe me, I ain't forget that. I gotta keep that
I
on
had
the
quoted
back
some
burner.
right. I had quoted some Jeezy the other day. I was like, oh man, good times. I ain't mad at it. So, y'all, we missed a bunch of stuff over the past couple of weeks. We covered the Super Bowl. We covered all the NBA trades that was happening, the end of the NFL season, a bunch of other stuff. And we didn't get a chance to get our guy Jon Boy's, thoughts on all of it. So we want to give you the floor first, John. High level view, NFL season ended with the Eagles winning in New Orleans. We got a bunch of different trades, coach things happening, NBA going on. Just kind of what's been on your mind since we took that a hiatus?
I'm glad that Kansas City got their butts properly whooped. That was the highlight of that. You know, Taylor Swift got booed. That was great. Um, but yeah, man, the Super Bowl was cool. I can't lie, I was surprised that Kansas City lost the way that they did. Um, I think people focus more on the halftime show than the game because the game was sort of like a blowout to like with the last quarter when they finally started scoring a little bit. But yeah, they're still talking about the halftime show. Um, if I had any thoughts on that, I understood the message. Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite artists. Do I think he could have chose some different songs? Definitely, but I understood the message. He did do the diss song, of course. Um, yeah, man, it was good to see Kansas City lose finally. Uh, I
Your
did want to
boy,
see
your
Deontay
boy
Hopkins
hot.
get a ring, but
Now
maybe
he
he
talking
should.
about retiring now because of that. Come on, man.
I know y'all done
Hey,
kicked D Hop out.
man, he ain't that old, but he kind of old, I guess. So he's like, man, I don't know if I want to go through this again. So,
Like, oh, in football terms,
how old is he?
Yeah.
He
30,
ain't.
like 30. He over 32. Probably 33.
Oh, he can go 2 more years, three
He's
more years.
he's 32.
Oh yeah, he got some
Nah,
more left in the tank.
I really not what you think, man. You gotta keep up, health
Them young
wise.
boys, young
Yeah.
bucks.
What about the trades? What you think about them NBA trades, man?
What was I doing? I think I woke up. I think I was asleep, and then I woke up and it was like Luka got traded to the Lakers for AD, and that's probably the craziest trade I ever heard of, especially at his age. Like he's what
Yeah.
25, and I'm like he
Yep.
brought y'all to the finals 2 years in a row, and they're like it's because of his conditioning. He don't take conditioning serious. I'm like, but he brought y'all to the finals. And he wasn't talking about leaving Dallas, and he had just bought $100 million house. And then, AD was supposedly supposed to be next up after LeBron, or they were talking like he was supposed to be next up or taking his spot. So it was
Right.
crazy. I think that's one of the craziest trades ever. Um,
I want to see how it work out though.
well, we see how it's working out with AD. He's on the bench, but he's supposed to be back in a couple of weeks. But he came
Yeah,
out strong, and now he's hurt.
Yeah.
Luca had his best game yesterday against the Nuggets. His body language was different when he first started playing. It was like he was a little bit unsure, having to play with another superstar in LeBron. But yesterday, he was playing more like that was his team, like he's going to be taking over. So that was good to see. I think LA won the trade definitely. I think it'll be good short term maybe for Dallas if AD can stay healthy. But I think overall, you kind of see what the Lakers are doing. They know that LeBron's not going to be in the league too much longer, even though he's still performing at 40.
right.
He's
Well,
still performing at 40, but I think they're like we need another superstar when LeBron leaves. So they
Yeah.
won with that trade. um,
No, completely. And what's crazy is the owner, not even it's not Mark Cuban anymore. It's the other guy. I can't think of his name.
mhm.
Signed off on it. Was perfectly fine with it, and I think that's a slap in the face. It's a wake up call to superstars. Like you don't have as much power as you think you have, but at the same time, it's messed up because it's like, what are we doing here? Like you just tanked your season. Y'all were just like you said in the finals last year,
but
6 months ago. Like
they said Luca don't play defense. AD does, so that's what they felt like they was missing was
yeah,
that defensive aspect. They believe in Kyrie. They believe in Clay. So I mean, AD gets to move to his true position because he did say in LA he wanted to move from center to power forward. So now he gets to play that position. But the problem, like we all see right now, Dallas is injured. Let's see how they be when they healthy because they still missing
right,
Derek Lively, who's a true
Mhm.
center.
right.
And then you could put AD at power forward. But quiet as it kept, the Lakers ain't finished. I see another big move next year, and I'm gonna throw it out there. I can see the Lakers turning an international global team, and I ain't talking about Giannis, but I can see them going after your boy from the Sixers. It's time.
Ooh,
Who Embiid?
Embiid. It's time for him to lead the Sixers. It's
you don't
time.
think you don't think Embiid's past his prime with all the injuries?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's the reason
So
I say
you.
I don't think so is because it's always good to have a fresh start, and you'll see if they pass their prime or not. And I think that'll be good for him. He can go play center. He don't have to be the man because you got Luca. They get somebody else. Who knows who else they may get. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see him having to really be the all the limelight on him about this and about that. And then hey, who knows? LeBron might play one more year next year for that.
Yeah.
You
But
never
like
know.
Well,
my question is,
go ahead.
like, my question is, when LeBron leaves, who's the OG? Who's the leader on the team? Because like Luca's not that boisterous, and he's young. Like most of their players are young, so it's like if when LeBron leaves, who's going to be the leader on their team? Because
JJ Redick.
JJ Redick. You said it first.
He gonna go suit back up.
he's going to be the only one.
Look, all you gotta do is sit in that corner. As long as that shot don't miss, he all right. He gonna make about 40 million off that shot.
At this point though, it's like, and that's a good point you bring up. Who's gonna be the leader? But honestly, nowadays when you look at the league that it is today, what team has that true leader? Not
I
many
mean, I
of them.
feel like every team got at least one OG on their team or somebody that's got a leadership spirit. Like with the Spurs, you got Chris
All
Paul.
right, I got you. Austin
With
Reeves. There you go. Uh,
No, real
You know
talk.
he you know
Real
he
talk.
he idols LeBron. He literally idols LeBron.
yeah,
Right.
So
I think what's gonna happen actually is CJ gonna end up going to the Lakers because I don't think the Pels keeping him after the end of this year. I think they go in because they're gonna draft a guard and plays a little bit smaller. I think CJ's out, and he can go to the Lakers. And I
and
like the idea of what you was.
the Pelicans is out too.
Oh yeah, no, they been out. No,
No, no. I'm saying kick them out the city. Legit. We don't need a
Oh,
basketball team no more.
He said,
at,
kick
at
him out the
this
league.
at this point, kick him out the league, send him to Nigeria. They can lose over
I ain't
there.
say all that.
No, but look.
What you were saying,
So I
my
think
bad.
Jonathan, or one of y'all said it about them getting Embiid. You said it, James.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
we
you're onto
Yeah.
something with that because I think back to Dwight Howard leaving Orlando. I think he went to Houston for a little bit with James Harden and them. Never could work out. He finally got I think he got a bubble chip, right? He was with the bubble team, if I'm not
he ain't get a
mistaken.
chip. He ain't never get a chip.
No, Dwight was with the bubble chip team. He was.
He got a ring with the Lakers, I believe. I can't remember if it was
Yeah.
a regular, if they was in the bubble or not, but I think he got one ring with the Lakers.
He was on the bubble. Yeah, that was the only team that was the only chip AD got, the bubble chip. But I think that that'll be perfect for Embiid because I think you're right. His time is up there. He's all 30, about to be 31 before the year is over, and it's just not working out. Let that be. Who's that over there? Maxi? No, that's not Maxi.
Tyrese, yeah,
It's Max and
Oh,
Tyrese
it's Maxi. That's
Maxey
Tyrese,
Maxi. Yeah.
and dang, Paul George.
Paul
Paul
George. But they
George.
just got somebody. But Paul George is one of them. He was
Exactly.
here, and he's
Maxey the man right now over there.
Maxi's the guy,
Yeah.
yeah. So let him, Maxi and George go ball, get a halfway decent center, and y'all play out of the forward and guard positions. And Embiid will go to the Lakers and win a title. I think him and Luca and somebody else. I think that's a good idea.
Because Luca wanted, he also told the Lakers that's why they went after Williams from the Hornets. They wanted somebody that can basically jam, he can lob and dunk and stuff. When
Yep.
Embiid healthy, you could lob it to Embiid and he can dunk it when he's healthy.
He's not
And
gonna
I
be doing that every
personally,
game. He need a smaller dude.
but hold up, John. We mentioned the trades. You forgot one person, bro.
No, I didn't forget him. I was just thinking
Okay,
about his stats. They was like Jimmy Butler, the
thank you.
first player in Golden State history, the fastest player to get like 100 points, 25 rebounds, and like 24
See what I'm
some
saying?
20 assists or something.
And in
He's the
2 weeks,
yeah. They say
See,
he's the fastest player to reach all that,
hey,
and they're like, I
I'm
think
happy
they're
to hear all
five
that.
and one
I'm happy to
with
hear
him
all that.
since he's been there, and they won today.
I'm
They
happy to
beat
hear all
they killed Dallas. Clay Thompson was mad. His
that.
curls fell,
I'm
and
happy to hear all that.
yeah,
this girl show.
Steph Curry
I'm
got another 30
so
point win.
so happy to hear someone else sees the greatness
Oh
because
yeah,
I was debating with someone else on this pod about Jimmy going to the Warriors if that was a good or bad decision, how he would turn out with the Warriors.
I
And
never
no,
it's
disagreed that he wouldn't be good. My point was, and Jonathan, you tell me if you agree with this. I think I said in the playoffs, what you gonna do? Who's gonna be the person you go to? And James was like, "Well,
Jimmy,
you can
man.
go to either one of them." I said, "If you play lockdown D on Steph, Jimmy's shown he can do it, but can he take you to the championship?"
He took my to the championship.
I think he can take them. I think that he can take them to the championship with the talent that's around him, and plus, you can lock down Steph for a little while, but in the third and fourth quarter, he gonna get his shots off.
He
And to
gonna
So
be
just
more
put him
specific,
up
my
halfway
point
from the
was,
court.
yeah, he's just gonna throw it up there. And you saw him at the All Star game tossing stuff backwards. We'll get to the All Star game in a second. But my bigger point to that was, who is your number three? I say you normally got two or three people who are solid. You can
Buddy.
stop the other two, and he went to
Yeah.
Buddy. And I said I don't know if Buddy's gonna be that guy. If you find a way to shut both of them down, you're not gonna say Draymond, so it has to be Buddy.
But
Can
like
Buddy
John
push you
said,
over the hump?
you're not gonna shut Steph down.
I
He's
think
gonna
he,
Not
get
Clay.
around. He's gonna get around them picks and find his way. And then with Jimmy, if they give Jimmy the ball, we know what Jimmy's gonna do. But that's the thing that people don't pay attention is he's gonna drive her to goal, but he can shoot a little bit when he needs to. But automatically,
Yeah.
Jimmy gonna drive the goal, and you gonna either foul him or you gonna just let him go. And he can pass it out to Steph. So I would use Jimmy in a clutch game trying to close it out. I would use Jimmy first. Let him attack the goal. When he attacking, that's gonna bring the defense in. Steph be standing there smiling with his hands up, just waiting. And he just throw it up.
I think,
Hey,
I
I'm a
think
Jimmy
that,
fan. Yeah.
I think that third option is kind of divided by three players. You got Buddy Hill, you got Moody, Moses Moody, and you got Baginski.
Mm-hmm.
That rookie who he's a streaky 3-point shooter. So if you can get all three of them involved with a little bit of Draymond, maybe give you some rebounds, maybe 6 to 10 points. Have Post, who's a rookie. He's not a rookie, but
A tech.
he's he's been coming off the bench playing good in the post, and then you got Kevon Looney, who he'll come in and give you maybe I don't know 4 to 6 points, but he give you a lot of rebounds. I don't know. I'm not saying they can win the championship, but
Man,
if they can get out of the play-in, which they're closer to getting out of the play-in by this win tonight, um, it'll be interesting. We got rookies
This
over in
is
OK, so we got to see how they fare against the harder playoff run.
right.
So we'll see.
No, I'm a fan of Jimmy. I didn't like the way he exited because he did it every single city he's been to. I'll stand on business with that because he's a little bit childish when you're making $57 million a year.
He
Like, come
did the
on,
James.
like he did the
listen,
James Harden, and it may pay off for him faster than it would James Harden because James Harden, I don't know what's going on with the Clippers.
bro, James is not getting no damn championship ring. I'm sorry.
Ever.
I
Unless he
wanted him
go,
I
to
don't
get
think it's
a
gonna
ring.
happen.
unless he acts to go no more across the hall, but he acts to go on the other side of the highway. If that's the other side of the highway, I'm
Oh,
not sure. And
it's kind
they
of
play
down the
with
street a
Luka.
little bit.
Okay, I forgot. I know the new stadium isn't it near SoFi or something up in the area. I
Uh
forgot,
huh.
man. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But see, we people forget James was MVP. Harden was MVP in Houston because he ran the show. Everything was about him. He was six man in OKC because when he came in, Westbrook and Durant sat down. It was about him. Like this area where he at with the Clippers, or even his time. Where else was he at before this? Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
It's
Sixers.
just Sixers too. It just hasn't meshed well. I don't think he. I think he needs to be the main guy, pretty much running a team like Luca, where everything's about me. I could do what I want to, pass it how I want to pass it, and shoot have many
You're not gonna
53s
win.
a game.
But
And
hold
you're
on,
not gonna
I
win.
want to throw something out there
Yeah.
that I remember I heard earlier this week on ESPN. Y'all, do do we have to admit that Oklahoma is probably the dumbest, not the city, the organization got to be the dumbest organization in NBA history? Think about what you just named. They had Westbrook, Kevin Durant,
And
James Harden, and you telling me they have yet to say
Wait a
we won a
minute.
championship?
Wait a minute. Watch this. So remember last pod, and we got to get back to All Star game. Don't let me forget. We got to get back to Carmelo Anthony comments about LeBron. Don't let me forget that. But we talked about this last pod. Worst decisions in sports history. You said Saquon was number one. I said the Dolphins not letting Breeze sign the contract and like failing his physical after the doctor passed him was number one because they gave us like 15 years of greatness in New Orleans. And Saban went to the Crimson Tide and won like 57 titles. That's a good one you just mentioned. I forgot about that one. You're right. That could be top five easily. So we adding to this
They
list every week. That's a good one.
they they had Serge Ibaka, they had Perkins,
Prime
all in
Serge
their
Ibaka and
prime,
Perk.
and you
Right.
telling me
That team was fire, cuz.
they ain't win a championship, bruh? Come
That team
on,
was fire.
come on. And now they got a young squad who's number one. And guess what?
Killing it too, though.
People still don't believe they could win a championship.
they all
They
young.
13
CJA
games ahead.
CJA going off, but guess what? People still don't believe they can win.
CJA, SGA.
SGA, my bad. CJ, I'm thinking of CJ Colors, man. My bad. But still,
CJ Colors. CJ McCullum.
I'm creating names around here, man. I'm
You got
creating
the
names around
Pelicans
here.
on your mind.
I'm trying to get
That's not
my
even Pelican.
mind.
CJ Colors.
That's how I feel about them, man. They playing with creative garbage players right now. Shoot, but
Hey,
still,
they won today.
yeah, because it's against a coach with San Antonio, sure.
Yeah, I know. That's real. I've got to talk about that, too. Lord jeez.
I
But
talk about,
what
huh?
you were saying?
But still,
I know.
that just thinking of that, man. Oklahoma Thunder organization has to be one of the dumbest organizations in sports history to say you've had all of that top talent and you could not bring home one NBA championship.
Man,
Well,
you
from what
know,
I remember, and I have to go back. Go ahead, John Boy.
I was just finna make a joke. I said, KD can't do it without Steph, so that's his excuse.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
we'll
just
see
easily.
joking.
what he gonna do next year because he leaving the Suns. But
Yeah, no, they're gonna make Bill leave first. But what I was about to say was, if I remember correctly, that was Harden's fault. Like KD and Westbrook wanted to resign, and Harden wanted to leave because Harden left first, if you remember. And then the
because
next year,
he was the sixth man. He wanted to start, and honestly, you can't be mad. It work. Think about it. If they had that squad, was Harden gonna start alongside
you don't
Westbrook?
have to start. It's about the championship. That's the problem.
No, no, I get it. Yes, it is about
He
the
was playing
championship.
30 something
He was
minutes, damn
he
near a
was
starter.
younger. He was younger. That man was like, I am ready to start. That man wasn't worrying about championships. He was worrying about starting, getting the money. Cause let's
Yeah.
be honest, as a nigga coming as a six man coming off the bench, you think a team gonna pay me 100+ million to come off the bench? No. You think they gonna give me a supermax contract to come off the bench? Hell to the no. And he knew that. He wanted
Yep.
his dollar and then championship. But at this point, he just saying, "Give me money," because I ain't getting no
Yeah,
Give me
championship.
money.
he ain't gonna get no chip.
Nah, so that's how I can't be mad at him for leaving. It's just you more so gotta be upset with the organization. Because truth be told, I would have moved him to the two guard. I'd have let
Yeah.
Westbrook start at point guard, KD at the three. You still had Ibaka and Perk.
Who
Man,
was the two?
I would have had Harden in my number two.
No, who
And
was the
Westbrook.
two? I don't remember.
That's the
Uh,
thing. We don't remember.
Was it Cephalosha around that time?
I don't remember. Let's just be real with you. I don't remember.
yeah, I can't remember. That's a long time ago.
That
I
was
ain't trying to do no
2012,
research
y'all. That
on
was
that.
13. That was 13. I was looking at on this look. I was trying to see it, but I couldn't find it. That was 13 years ago. They made the finals, lost to the Heat. Everything blew up. Everything,
Bruh, what?
everything blew up after that. So worst
Well, you
decisions.
gotta
We just
remember
added
what
another
Heat
one to
they
the
lost to
list.
though. You gotta remember what Heat they lost to though.
Oh no, it was the super team.
Yeah, the LeBron Wade Bosh Heat.
LeBron Wade Bosch. Shout out Chris Bosh. He kind of fell off with the heart problems. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, he's doing wonderful. I talked to him a couple days ago.
What? What? So, going backwards. We're talking about the Warriors real quick. So I want to shout something out because I remember we talked about the standings, how we think they're going to end the season, and at the time they were like I think 12th or 13th. They're up now to number 9. So already making that progress, seeing the fruits of the labor from Jimmy being there. Like you said, they've just been winning. So shout out to them. I definitely think Clippers fall backwards. Clippers number 6 right now. Clippers, Timberwolves, and Dallas are in front of them. I think they pass up the Clippers, and I think they pass up Dallas, which will put them in the 7th seed.
Are they
They'll
seven
be in a
seed out of
six.
the play?
Six
No,
seed they
7th
have to
seed you're in
play.
the play-in. 6th seed you're
Seven
in.
six.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think they go. So you telling me right now? I'm looking at it too. So you think the
Oh,
six
they could
seed?
actually be the 6th seed tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. Six seed is the Clippers. 7 seed is Minnesota, and 8 seed is Dallas. So you think that Minnesota gonna move up? I doubt that. I really believe with the way that the Warriors is playing, I could see them going on a nice 10 game win streak. I personally can see them coming to, the 6 seed. And Quasi kept, who is the Rockets playing as it stand too? Because they gonna have to see the Rockets gonna have some games coming up to in March.
Supposedly, Golden State has the easiest season. I mean,
Yeah, the
they got the
remaining.
easiest
Easier
remaining
schedule.
season.
Well,
Yeah.
then that's gonna, yeah. Then they may jump it because actually I didn't realize that what separates 5, 6, 7, and 8 is only a handful of games. They could actually jump up to 4, well, 5 or 6 pretty easily with another 4 or 5 games winning. So let's watch out for them and see what happens. So
I'm
moving
gonna
on.
watch out.
Yeah, we kind of talked about the All Star game a little bit, but I want to go into detail a little bit more. And I want to start with this. So at the very last minute, I don't remember if it was the day before or the day of, LeBron backed out for whatever
They
reason. You know, he wasn't going to do it a day of, thank you, for the All Star game. Carmelo Anthony made a comment criticizing him, pretty much just saying, you know, that's fine. You've been doing this for 27,000 years. That's you, bro. But you should have given that spot to somebody else. Should have said it sooner. So talk to me about y'all thoughts on LeBron backing out last minute. Luca also didn't play because he wanted to disconnect from basketball after the whole trade thing happened. So that was another one of those, we voted you in and you saying kind of don't worry about us. But talk to me about y'all feelings on that and the overall format and what do y'all think can be better.
I think AE backed out too at the last minute.
not AD backed out. KD or AD? Which one?
No, Anthony Edwards.
Oh, he backed out with
He
injury stuff.
backed out too.
But he didn't back out last minute. He backed out, I think, what it was enough to try to bring somebody in his place, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of shocked that LeBron did that because he knows that people want to come see him play, and what could be his last or second to last All Star game. For him to do it at the last minute, like, was it an injury? Was it a foot injury or ankle injury, or he just? It was kind of weird. And then the All Star ratings are already low, and then you don't play,
Right.
and you're like the face of the league. It took everybody by storm. Like, why would he do that at the last minute? Then also that didn't give nobody else, a chance to play. So that was kind of weird. Um, I don't know. The format. If you look at the way they set it up, Shaq had like I can't remember if Kenny had like all the young players and Charles had like all the international players. You can see how they set it up,
Yep.
and then it was like the OGs versus
And
the
then Candace
international
Parker's
players.
had the Rising Stars.
Yeah, yeah, 3 points, and I'm like,
40 points
it's
was just
just
not enough.
it ain't enough, and it's just not competitive anymore. It's just like I don't even think I think I watched the OG. I think I watched the last one with the OGs versus the international players or something. That was the only one I watched.
Gotcha. Well, my intake on first, I'm gonna start with LeBron. I think he was. First of all, I'm gonna say he was wrong for how he went about it. That wasn't professional. Definitely, I believe he knew well ahead of time he wasn't gonna play. He definitely could have said something so that they could. But I personally, and it was spoke about on ESPN, that he could have been doing this to throw a slap in the face to the NBA because of how the All Star was. He probably did not want to play because when you think about it, I grew up. I ain't gonna say I grew up in the MJ era, but I grew up when All Star was had a meaningful to it. Meaningful when it was legit guys in the league that's been in the league a couple of years playing their hearts out, and then they got the honors to play in the All Star game. Now this year All Star, you got rookies in the All Star game on Sunday, not Saturday, not Friday, but on Sunday. We've never saw that. So I felt like maybe that was him saying, "Are we seriously going this route to add the rookies on Sunday's All Star game?" But then on the backside, it's the players' fault because, as we
Hmm.
all said, years after years after years, the ratings on All Star is going down, and the NBA is trying to find something to make it competitive. And honestly, I didn't watch all of the All Star game, but I did kind of keep up the highlights and pay attention to everything. It was definitely a little bit more competitive this year because for one thing, as an OG, I ain't trying to lose to no rookies. So,
Right.
and the rookies, and on top of that, the rookies is coming in and they gonna play. They like I'm about to show you what we can do. Number two, you got the international boys. International team gonna always play no matter where they are, no matter what sport it is. They always come in
Yep.
and shine. So I felt like the competition that they did get a little bit more competitive in the sense of that format made it a little competitive. I didn't like that they was going to 40 because I mean that was quick. A lot of the players was saying how they had all of this stop and go for Kevin Hart to make jokes, for Mr. Beast to come out there and do 100, and this dude shooting about 10 shots. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, let us play the game. Let's get back to the game. So ultimately, one thing that came up that I was watching, which can probably be something, is NBA should take some kind of format like NHL is doing, or things like that. This year, the NHL kind of went international. They got the Canada League, the Finland League, USA, and there's other people. Bringing them all together in like an all-star type of format. Maybe NBA could do the same thing. We don't need all that, but you can have Americans against international. Because right now, the NBA is flooded with a lot of international players, and you put them together. You think you think the NBA Americans gonna wanna lose to the internationals, and you think the internationals wanna lose to them? I feel like it
Let
would
me
become
ask you a question to that though, just for
Mhm.
that point you just made. That then takes away the voting and who gets to participate.
I'm
Because
glad you
how can
said
you
that.
control it?
I'm glad you said that.
Go
It
ahead.
takes away the voting. There was some players that wasn't voted into the All Star that should have been voted in the All Star.
Oh, that's
That
every year. Most of the time it's rigged.
exactly.
Yeah.
So with this could eliminate some of the voting. This could actually allow more deserving players to be in the All Star. If you look at it, because you got more, like I said, you got international players. Some of them are good. They're not there now. Like Chad Holmgren, we understand he wasn't there. He was injured, things like that. But still, Luca wasn't there because he wanted to take time. But I can guarantee you, if they were saying we was doing international, Luca probably would have showed up for that. Because them international boys, they gonna play for the international type of stuff. So I think in that aspect, it will allow more well deserving players, and then rookies stick to the rookie game on Friday. If you're a rookie and you're an international rookie, you ain't playing in an international team on Sunday. If you're a rookie from America, you ain't playing on an American team on Sunday. You see, so I do believe it kind of will adjust because honestly, let's think about this. Y'all watched All Star years and years ago. How recent have we started having issues with the voting of people not deserving? I know way before I never heard that much of the voting issue was an issue. Well deserved people was getting in the
Yeah,
All Star. So
for the most part, yeah. I can't recall when it started, but I feel like as we progressed in the technology age, it just became more of an issue. So the last 15 years or so. I would say this though. I'm not against the idea of what they did this past weekend. So people were mad at Adam Silver because it's another tournament. We got the in-season tournament, and he just loves tournaments. I don't mind tournaments because I love seeing Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny on TV, especially now that they're gonna be kind of outsourced from TNT to ESPN now with the whole new deal they got. So they inside the NBA stage. So congratulations to them. So I don't mind them being a part of it because they are a part of basketball culture today for us. So I appreciate them. I don't mind that, and I love the idea of the last team being the Rising Stars winner. I don't particularly care for the 40 points. I agree with that. And I don't care for people who don't want to really be there. Don't vote them in. Like, I wish there could be a way to cap it to where, whether it's this idea I'm talking about, like, to keep it, or even if it's your idea, put it based on a number system. If you average X amount of whatever, you're in. 15 and 10, 20 and 5, like whatever the case may be. Get it out of the voting hand, get it out of the people's hands because they're making a bad decision to put these people in, and then they just back out on us. Because like you say, people pay money to go there. They want to have a good time. They're barely getting the dunk contest a little bit better because Matt McClung is over there dunking over everybody, and that's bringing more people back into it. And they're letting younger guys do that too. But you need to see for the entire weekend, why isn't Steph in the three-point contest in freaking San Francisco? What are we doing? This is probably your last three-point contest, or maybe next year, but you're in your home city, you're hosting, and you're going to say you're not doing this no more? Like, what are we talking about? That's another slap in the face of the entire weekend. This is your time. Why isn't Ja in a dunk contest or whoever else? You have some people who can really play and dunk and all that. They're not doing it. So we got to find a way to not, and I don't want to incentivize them either. And that was one of the other topics. Let's give them more money to do it. No, bro. It's supposed to be an honor. Like, you're supposed to want to go out there and have a good time and show off. You don't want to
Because
do
that's
it, don't
how it
worry
used
about
to
it.
be back then. It was an honor. Now it's
Yeah.
money, man.
No.
Everything's
No
money.
more
Now,
money.
don't be wrong. I
Yeah,
understand the money. I wish I had the money too, but man, y'all supposedly getting to do what y'all love to do. We got people out here working 9 to 5s that really is not doing what they love to do. They just gotta do it. Y'all boys out there doing it, and y'all complaining about making money doing All Star or I want a break. Man, listen, come on, now. You know
that's
what
what
you
happened.
signed up for.
That's what happened when them fat contracts started coming out. Cause see, Jordan never made that amount of money when he was in the league, and it seemed like him and Kobe, even though he had bigger contract. When they was hooping, they was trying to kill each other during the All Star game.
All the
Now it's
time. Full court. Full court.
like full court D,
Yeah.
so it's just so different now. It's like how can you incentivize them when they making 100+ million a year, and that's just NBA contracts. I'm talking about the sponsors and everything like that. So it's
Right.
like, how do you incentivize them?
True, true.
You shouldn't have to the point of you should
You
love
should
and
have.
want to just go out there and ball, especially the host city, and I don't know, they can figure out something with the host city to be a little bit better with that, but I just don't understand the concept of we doing this, we paying literally y'all salary with this media deals and all that getting bigger, y'all salary is getting bigger. All we asking is for
That's
a
how they.
weekend, y'all
Yeah,
y'all go have fun and we'll watch it. It should
exactly,
be that
exactly,
simple. Why is
exactly.
literally Matt McClung? He's good, but I know there's better dunkers. But why is he the only person out there doing it? Like, what are we doing? Why we
He's not
can't get
even
somebody
in
out there to do
the.
it?
He's not even in the NBA league. He's in
He's in
the
the G League.
G League. Come on now.
Yeah.
When
Man,
has that
where
ever
was
happened?
Bronny at?
Who?
Where was Bronny at?
He was
Yeah,
in
this
that
is Bronny time to
audience.
shine.
He was there. He was there.
This is
He gonna
Bronny
be there
time to
next
shine. He could
year.
have been in the
He gonna be
3-point
there next year
contest.
with the Rising Stars. I guarantee you, Bronny gonna be with
Oh,
the
completely.
Rising Stars next year with his average and his
So
3 points a game. I guarantee you.
he'll get that 1-3.
Guarantee.
They said Luca already tied Bronny's game high.
Hell yeah. Man, y'all
So,
sleeping on
so
Bronny. Bronny
JT,
about to shine next year. I'm telling y'all,
so you were saying that you want to do some type of maybe Canadian versus international versus USA type thing, or just
not
USA
like
versus
that.
everybody?
Yeah, USA versus international, and I mean, and it's not my thought. Like I said, I was been watching, sports TV this week. Like I give credit where credit's due, and that topic was brought up. Saying it ain't my topic. The topic was brought up because now when you look at it in the NBA, we do have a lot of international all stars compared to back then when we didn't have all these international all stars. So I feel like that gives more international all stars, the line, and then we want to say the American because let's be honest, in the Olympics,
I
the
was just
boys
gonna
be
say.
playing. They be playing for their country. I'm gonna say this: that France and at a USA gold medal game. Hey, I gotta give it to Wemby. I think he really gonna be the
Did
man.
you say Wembeed?
Wemby, right? Wembyamba.
Wait a minute.
You
Is
got,
that
hey, bro.
Joel Wembeed?
Hey,
Victor
he got the
Embiid?
height. He got the height. You gotta like to mix them all in, man. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I probably had about
All
three
international people don't
libations.
look alike.
Hey, what they say about black folks? We gotta
Listen
look
though,
alike.
speaking
So
of
international don't look
France,
alike.
you can mark my words right here with France. They're not losing again because the next Olympics, LeBron and Steph and KD are not going to be there. So
Yeah,
you got to
feel
rely
Hey,
you.
on
we got Ant
Tatum,
Man, bro. Ant
Brunson.
Man stepping up. Hey, Ant was coming in there. Damn.
Man, hey, he said you don't want to be the face of the league. You just want to hoop.
He's
I ain't
one
mad at
who.
That's
that.
a,
That's
that's a
real.
good
That's
that's a
real.
good topic though. Who is going to be the face when LeBron leaves? Who is going to be that
Wembanyama.
player?
They
Wembanyama.
won't let it. They won't let it be an international player.
You
Nope, they're
don't
not
think
going to
so?
let it be an international player.
It
So
should be. They won't
save
let
this
it
for
be.
next, save this for next week because we coming back next week on this one. Even if we just talk about that next week, we want to hear from everybody who y'all think gonna be the face of the league when LeBron leaves.
That's a
Because
good
right
question.
now,
Yeah, we'll
because you
post
might
that.
as well
Yeah.
look at it. When LeBron leave, we finna have a domino effect, y'all. It's gonna be LeBron, Steph, KD, AD. Shit, might as well add him up in there because AD.
No, no. Lillard, CJ, and a few other
Hey,
people. Even
hey,
Harden gonna leave
slow your
before.
roll, slow your roll. I'm talking about superstars. I'm sorry, CJ ain't a superstar.
Oh, I'm just talking about anybody over 30. But yeah,
I'm
superstars.
talking about superstars, bro. See, I ain't got nothing
Oh,
against you,
what
CJ. There
Dame
we
gonna
go.
leave
Hey,
first.
LeBron gonna leave
Kawhi gonna
first,
finally.
man.
Kawhi gonna leave. Kawhi should have been
Who?
Yeah,
left.
Who?
Kawhi.
Who that is?
The the claw.
Who that?
Kawhi,
Who
Kawhi
he
is
play
like
for?
Kawhi is
How
like
his
old
laugh
boy.
go?
Who Kawhi play for again? Do he play?
Actually, I forgot for a second.
Did he ever suit up again? You know,
I think so.
he says
Kawhi is
he
like
gonna
Aaron
suit up.
Rodgers to me.
He says he gonna suit up and then don't come suit up.
Ooh, that's a good analogy. Kawhi is like Aaron Rodgers. That's exactly
It's
what
like
it is.
Aaron Rodgers to me,
But stay that
man.
note. Next week we are gonna need to talk about my birthday weekend. I want to talk about who gonna be the face of the NBA.
So we need to do that one, face of the NBA, and we need to do worst decisions in sports history because we got three really good ones, and I think we're gonna think about a few more.
Man, I'm gonna be
Top five
honest with
worst
you.
decisions.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't trying to do extra homework on this. You just gave me researching who gonna be the face of NBA is enough for me right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to try to figure out all this. Let it come as
Oh
let it
man,
flow in. I'm just being
Just,
honest with
just,
you.
it's gonna
just
be
Google it and
it's gonna be.
select it.
I want
And
to be
guess
like
what?
Anthony Edwards, man. I just wanna let it flow.
You
You
just
just
here so
want
you
to
won't
podcast.
get fined. You on your Marshawn Lynch.
I'm just here, man, so I won't get fined.
Look, real quick, going back to football. Speaking of that, so I'm gonna talk a little Saints for a second because I'm proud who that member.
Who
Because we got
that?
us a new head coach. Got us a new head coach, and he all right.
Young one.
Kellen
A
Moore,
36.
Super Bowl champion.
Yes.
Kellen Moore
Yeah.
recently picked up his defensive coordinator Brandon Staley. Picked up his offensive coordinator Doug Nussmeier, father of Gary Nussmeier of LSU.
We don't care
So
about
shout out to the Tigers. I don't care about him either, but you know,
that.
he got his guys. So,
Shoot.
question for you, James. What do you think is legitimately just for this year in this roster? Because they probably won't do a lot of overturn. Their peak is for this year.
Like record wise, or
Yeah, record wise or goals. What would you want to see?
I would go. I want to see them tank so we can get a first round draft pick. You actually, and here's my reason.
That
Here's my
was
reason. Here's my reason. Here's my
0
reason.
17, bro.
We ain't
oh,
gotta go at
so
17. We gotta go two and what? 2-15. As long as we beat the Falcons, I'm fine. As long as we beat the Falcons, I'm
both
fine.
both times.
Whole time. But real talk. So I'm not gonna have high expectations for the Saints this year because I do look at it as a rebuilding year. It's hard with the salary cap that they're in, as well as the players they have. So what I would look at is this year. I'm gonna start with this year's draft. Get rid of Card. I don't care if we take that 50 million hit. Let's take it. Bye, Card. You gotta go. I don't like you when
Out
you
of
said
there.
you ain't want to reconstruct your contract. Like nigga, excuse my French. You ain't did a damn thing for the Saints yet. You ain't bring us to the playoffs since you been here, and you want to talk like you the man. I don't want to take a pay cut or a reconstruction contract. Boy, you ain't Tom Brady. Come on now. I don't know who you is. Yeah, I do know you. You Derek Carr. A nobody.
Tom Brady took a pay cut though. That's the thing about it.
Exactly. So, but again, excuse me. But yeah, let's just I say our this year's draft pick, our first round. Let's choose a elite player. If it's offense, defense, no matter what. I want an elite skill player. Let me rephrase that. I don't want no more elite offensive lineman for my first round draft pick. I don't want no more elite defensive lineman for my first round draft pick. That sounds good and all, but we need a elite skills player like on offense, a wide receiver or a cornerback or a safety. Personally, I rather a elite safety for my first round. Maybe second round if we had. I ain't take a look at the order, but maybe get a nice little corners. But overall, if we need offensive line, defensive line, let's get them in the back order of the draft. Cause you get those guys, they gonna come to play because they trying to play for a contract. Let's do that. But to answer your question, Spectre, I give the Saints, you know, with the team that they have, because honestly, the team that they have isn't bad, even though they are aged and old. Because even though, you got to look at this year, the defense was up there for some time. It's not like they was playing bad games. It's not like we was getting blown out. And when we did get blown out, it's because the offense wasn't doing anything. On top of that, our offense was hurt. So if I was to be, realistic, I can give the Saints a good 5 game wins and then the rest losses. That that
5-12.
keeps us within a top draft pick, as well as it still, keeps us in a meter to see what our team is about moving forward. I don't see because I
Okay.
think because next year we're gonna have an easy schedule because they're gonna give us the last place, or the second to last place schedule against the other teams. So it's not like we're gonna have a hard schedule like that. So, but that's why I say 5-12. Maybe 6-11. I don't see them doing the winning season, but ultimately, what I would say is let Carr go. Let's see, which I already know. I'm sorry, Spencer Rattler. You're not the man right now. He needs to sit behind a good veteran quarterback, and Derek Carr is not a quarterback.
Jameis
That's
Winston.
I want. Thank you. Yes,
I was
I
just thinking
want.
about him.
I want J Bo back, man. I don't care, Saints. I don't care what y'all do. Please bring this man back. Just because we know we about to have a garbage season. Please bring him back because
We're going to have a good
he
time
gonna
doing it.
thank you. He's gonna make sure we have a
Bro,
wonderful losing season.
listen. I don't know if this was a joke or not, but I swear I saw somewhere somebody either made up a Winston quote or it was a legit quote because it probably something he would say. He said, I got a record nobody ain't going to ever break it. I think they're scared to break it. I got 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in the same year. I think they're scared to break my record. I was like, I don't know if this is a joke or not, but it's probably something he would say. Shout out to my man, James Winston, man.
Man,
He the life of the
but
party.
he is the life. He would legit be the life of the party of a losing team. He did it with the
We'll have a
Browns.
good time.
He
He
did it with the
did it with the
Browns,
Browns.
and he may end up
Listen,
doing it with the
Saints,
Giants. So
speaking of the Browns and the Saints, so picture this: Saints are negative 61 million in cap space. That's number
negative.
one.
We might
Browns
have to
are
be
number
negative
two.
100 something million now.
But watch how this
Derek
big
Carr.
gap is. Browns are number two, negative 34 million. There's a 37 million gap from worst to the second worst. We are broke. And it's because
Okay.
Mickey Loomis for the last 15 years still kept kicking the can. Like, oh, we'll pay them later. We'll pay them later. If we get rid of Carr this year and we cut him, it's only a 10 million hit. So that's actually better. So we'll take the 10 million hit if we cut him. If we trade him, somebody else can just take the money, which would be great.
Nobody gonna trade
If
for
he
this dude.
if he waivers no trade clause, that's the catch. He has a no
He
trade
not.
clause,
He don't want
which
to
is
lose.
insane. That somebody gave him that. But
Yeah,
shout
like
out
Bradley
to
Beal.
Like he a superstar.
yeah, like Bradley Bill. Derek Carr is Bradley Bill. There you go. We got a lot of analogies going on today. So we'll see. I hope that they take, like you said, a skill player, whoever skill player, Gentry or whoever that wide receiver is. I can't think of his last name. I can't remember what school he came from, but whatever the case, whatever the best skill player is that's not on the line. Give me a wide receiver, give me a linebacker, give me a safety. Or even a good running back, because Kamara getting up in age also. Our average age is 27. A lot of people.
We resigned Clyde Hilaire, so what you think he
We
may
did.
do?
We bring him back. Yeah, we did bring him back. I think Williams is going to be gone now.
He ain't did a damn thing other than ask his fans for Pokemon cards and anime figures. Like, dude, play
Him and
football.
Jameis on the same team would have been good. I ain't gonna lie. 'Cause they funny, dude.
They were
But
on
I
the
think
same team the
hilarious.
year before.
Oh yeah, this was Jameis' first year gone, huh? Yeah,
Yes.
I forget.
Again,
No,
Jamal Williams did the damn thing.
he did. After being the league's leading rushing touchdown person the year before that, but before we got him, he didn't do not a thing. But you said 5-12, 6-11. If they got a shot at the division, I wouldn't mind that. But you're gonna pay for it on the back end. So I agree with you, like tanking, but we can't officially tank. Can't say that. But, pull your
We can
starters in
say
the third
that.
quarter.
We can say that. They just can't say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind them though. Just going for go for broke. But
Because
here's
I
my
didn't
catch.
explain. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't explain why I wanted them to tank. Because I want them to tank for next year to get a better quarterback. Because I do feel like next year we're gonna have great quarterbacks coming in the league. Because nowadays it's hard to develop. Come in and develop a quarterback. Take that time to develop like it used to be. Everybody is now, unfortunate. Ain't even an unfortunate situation, but Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud. I hope I say this last name right, but CJ, they are examples of what organizations are looking for now in a rookie quarterback. They want you to come in and be the man. So going into this year's draft, I don't see the Saints because we have no capital to trade up. This would be a dream, but I don't even want him to come here because they gonna ruin this man's career. It would be a dream if they
Shador.
was to trade up and get Shador, but that ain't gonna happen. It also would be a dream that they trade up and got Travis Hunter. It's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. So stay to where you're at because they don't have assets to trade up. Nobody wants Carr. Carr is not gonna really give up his contract to be traded. We can trade to Denver Broncos, so excuse me, Denver Saints.
The
We
Denver
can trade to
Saints.
Denver Saints.
There you go.
So, have all our players, but we're not gonna get no top first round pick. So you know what I'm saying? It's just tank so we can get a QB next year. Use this year to get elite skill players and linemen because we need them. Build that, and then next year hey, we can see what Spencer Rattler could do. Which again, he can't do much, but maybe he can.
This is my last point on that, and then John Boy, I want to hear from you. The last 2 to 3 Alabama quarterbacks have been solid. Hurts, Tua, and I can't think of who was before Tua.
Who? Hurts and
Alabama.
who?
Tua.
No. Hurts and who?
I was about to do something super. I was about to do something super sensitive, but I caught myself. But
I got
Tua.
you. Though. You right.
But the point I'm making is they're solid. Miro is in this draft. So do you not look at him in the third round? Let's say you get your skill player first, you get your second best defensive player. Because the defensive line in this draft, from what I was reading, is super stacked. Like they got 3 rounds, like 30 or 40 defensive linemen who are like, they can start tomorrow. You get your defensive guy second, pick 40, I think it is. You don't go Miro? Because from the history, he's a Saban guy, even though he didn't have Saban last year. He's a Saban QB. They know how to play in the NFL.
No, you know what? You forgot
Right.
another sleeping guy that is trash. Bryce Young. Carolina Panthers.
I forgot he existed.
Exactly.
He's the one who came after Tua. Jesus. Well, I say last 2 or 3. So 2 or 3. 2 was good.
He's the most recent Alabama.
He sure was. Gosh.
And Miro is a running quarterback. Watching him in Alabama this year, he can pass, but his mindset is run first. Only way it'll work, he has to go to an organization that is going to play to his skill set.
And that's what Kellen Moore has been doing with every place he's going to. I'm sorry to cut you off. But every place Kellen Moore's going to, he's fixed it. Mm-hmm.
But here's what I'm gonna throw it out there. Audience, please don't take this wrong. But are we gonna take, if we were to go after Miro, are we gonna turn him into Aaron Brooks? the Saints organization, we already know how they
Don't
feel about.
thank Jim Haslett, even though his son's the tight end coach, Chase Haslett
Bro,
now. Shout
let's
out
go
Chase.
back. Jeff Blake. Hasley
I
wasn't
know what
there
you're
with
saying, but that wasn't Kellen Moore. That wasn't
it.
Kellen Moore's offense.
Kellen Moore don't have that full jurisdiction over who he gonna get. He can say it, but he still it's
Yeah.
all up to Mickey Loomis, unfortunately.
Mickey running the
And
show.
so that's what I'm getting at. Like, cause if we want to be real, you know what quarterback I would go after?
Who?
Justin Fields. He's been in the league
Yeah.
a couple of years. He needs to be. If we're speaking about Kellen Moore, someone who will play to your style, go after Justin Fields. Go after
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
He's
Don't
already
waste your
proven
draft
that he
pick.
can at least. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't waste your because the thing is we're now at the point where we really can't waste a draft pick on a possible QB that we don't know unless he shows. He didn't show to me. Miro showed, but Miro ain't that guy. He's more of that guy that I have him on my bench to learn. Justin Fields is the guy that I can trust to put him out there with the right coaching staff around him. That's what I
Yeah.
would. Now I don't know if he's a free agent or what his contract is right now with the Steelers, but if he was an available player, I would sign him for 1 year. Tell him, hey, look, I want you to be my QB. We're gonna use Kellen Moore as the sales pitch to say we want to develop you, but we need to see exactly if this gonna gel. And
Yeah.
tell him we gonna and say, listen, I will have another contract waiting for you for an extension when we see how everything goes. Just the thing is, players
So
want
Justin
that
Fields'
loyalty.
contract. Yeah,
Go ahead.
they want the loyalty. No, you're right about that. His contract runs through this 2025 season. It's a bridge contract. Should lead to a multi-year deal if he plays well, but that's that option if they want to go for that or not, or if they want to blow it up. If they want to finally blow it up, if they've been teetering, make it to the first round, get eliminated the last 8 years in a row, literally
There
8
you
years.
go,
They make
Derek
it,
Carr.
then they're
Derek
in and
Carr go
out.
to playoff team, man. There you go.
He should go.
Pittsburgh
Yeah, let's
Steelers.
do. I would do a 1-for-1 card for Fields. I actually would like that.
You know what? When we get
Yeah.
off here, I'm gonna send out I'm gonna reach out to the Saints organization for that. Yeah.
Hit up Mike Tomlin. So, I agree with that. So, let's see how it plays out. So, before we wrap up, I want to take a moment and cover one more topic back
You
with the
wanted to
NBA.
ask John. You said you was gonna ask John on something. Big John, you get that man.
I know. I was about to ask him about something.
Not on the Saints though, because he don't like the Saints.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't about the Saints. It was going back to the NBA real quick.
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ. All right, man. We got some news last couple of days of Victor Embiid, Victor Wembanyama is going to miss the remainder of the year due to a blood clot. So in his right arm, if I'm not mistaken, a blood clot in one of his arms. So definitely wish him the best. But on top of that, his coach, I think all of our coach, Greg Popovich, is going to be out also for the remainder of the year due to a mild stroke he had back in November. So definitely well wishes to both of those cats. I'm a big fan of Pop. He's always stood on business when it came to the players, came to politics. He speak his mind. I put him in the same boat as like Steve Kerr, and at the time it was Pete Carroll. They will always just talk very straightforward about how they feel about their players, what's going on in the world, everything. So shout out to them for that. But John, I want to start with you. Like, what's your thoughts on everything that's been happening with Pop and Wemby? And where do you see the Spurs go? Where do you see Pop go? Is it time for him to go ahead and hang it up and go ahead and rest?
Yeah, I think Pop is trying to chase that magic that he had with Tim and Parker and Ginobili and them. I don't think it's ever going to happen again. I don't think it's a testament to his coaching, but I just think, it's just time to hang it up. He'll be considered one of the legends. And I know you say he had a stroke, but I just kind of think that he's probably at his wit's ends. Like, okay, we got De'Aaron Fox and we got Wemby. Now we just lost Wemby. It's like, De'Aaron Fox wanted to leave Sacramento because he was trying to get to a team where he can win a chip, and now you lose, one of the best upcoming players. So I think Pop was like, man, if I do come back, I need to take the rest of this season off because he wasn't expecting that to happen. None of us were expecting that to happen. A blood clot, and
Yeah.
I don't think it was a contact injury. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I think he just like, if I do come back, I need the rest because stuff keeps happening. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I hope both of them come back strong.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the Spurs, even though they, in the same conference with New Orleans, or even when I like Dallas, they play the right way. They look, Spurs been boring as hell for 20 years, but you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna play fundamental basketball, and they're gonna
Yep.
somehow find their way in the playoffs. And when they get in, they're gonna make a little bit of noise, and then they're gonna go sit down. No drama coming out of San Antonio ever. They do their job, they keep it moving, they go home. And so always respect to them, for that. So definitely wishing Pop and Victor the best. Victor was in his right shoulder from what I read right now. So James, what's your thoughts as we wrap it up?
Same here. I want to say I thank Pop for what he brought to the league, the San Antonio. He could have been stepped away, but he didn't. And I want to say, he could have stepped away after his wife passed away, but he continued to stay. And I understand why. It's probably because the love of the sport, as well as probably just not wanting to be home and probably
Hmm.
having to grieve that way. So I could understand that, but definitely it's been well overdue. Pop, it's time to wrap it up, really rest, worry about your personal health and kind of move on from there. And at the end, I do feel like it sucks that I'm gonna go back to Wimbyamba, that he got hurt like that. Hopefully he comes back next year. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, before he got hurt, Spurs was making a run with De'Aaron Fox, and
Dangerous, dangerous,
and,
bro.
and Chris Paul was happy now he had him another player, so they was making a run. But I think with Pop leaves, what I would like to see for the Spurs, just to keep, because I don't want a coach to come in to take the Spurs away from what they were, what they built, that foundation we have. We already know when we see the Spurs playing, they gonna play fundamental ball. We already know that. So I personally think like, we didn't throw this out there, but I say with Pop Lee leave, I would like to see either Robert Ory or Tim Duncan, the next Spurs head coach.
I wouldn't be mad at Timmy.
Listen,
Oh, that's nasty. I like that.
Tim Duncan already, in the organization coaching like,
Yeah, he works it
but
out. Yeah.
just like I say, just I don't think Robert Ory will do it, but just to really see the Spurs stick to what they've been doing, I want to see Tim Duncan coach the Spurs. Do he want to do it? I don't know, but that's what I want to see. Another thing is, I think if he was the coach, definitely you got Wembyamba would probably feel more comfortable having Tim Duncan as his head coach, somebody that's similar to him in play style, that'll help. You'll probably still have other players that'll be willing to go to the Spurs if they, because you're gonna respect Tim Duncan. He's a multi champion, you know what I'm saying, with the Spurs, one team only. So that's what I would like to see if Pop, but ultimately Pop. Thank you for what you brought to the Spurs and the NBA, but it's definitely time for you to, you know, go and relax and rest up, man.
Hang it up.
Definitely.
1,300 wins,
And on
winningest
that note
NBA
too,
coach.
on that note, my bad. And if Pop do step away, Pop, I don't want to see you be like Bill Belichick and lead the pros and go coach college. Don't do that, Pop.
And find your 20-year-old girlfriend.
Don't do that, Pop. Don't tell me. Don't say you stepping away. You no longer gonna coach no more the NBA Spurs. And then next thing we know, we hear Pop coaching college. I don't do that, Pop. But you go ahead. I just want to throw that out there.
Coach, Pop, go to Duke. Go to Duke, Pop.
Don't do it, Pop.
Get your
Don't
get
do
your five
it.
championship. So 5-time. I'll just read some of his stats. 5-time NBA champion, 3-time coach of the year, 1,300 wins. Number one, he probably won't be caught at any time soon. Pop, I would say, imagine this, and we're gonna wrap it with this. Next year, Pop announces he's gonna come back for his final season. Paul resigned, so Paul and De'Aaron and Victor run it back with him, and LeBron announces his final season. Western Conference Finals, Spurs versus Lakers. That would be good. No, you don't want to see it? I want to see that.
I don't know if the Spurs got the star power for that to be like.
People don't
It'll
sign
be-
with the Spurs.
Dallas.
Yeah,
I want to Dallas and Lakers.
It'll be like LeBron versus Popovich.
exactly.
Right.
And Popovich got his crew. I think people will sign up for that, but that's just me joking around. But I would love to see Pop run it back one time. Don't end it like this. If his body can take it, give me one good
Right.
year. Finish the year. Whether you win or not don't really matter. But in your season, and that way you get your final numbers. But that's it for us with the Next Level Oasis podcast, season 2, episode 2. #NLO Pod on all your socials. G David Lee, GL Spectre, J Mo Stacks, Big Jon Boyy. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.